Yeah, you just said school committee, so she felt as though it wasn't her.
All right.
Sit in the back, you know.
You're part of the school.
Consider you part of the school committee.
She is the administration.
Yes.
I'll call the meeting to order. We'll dispense with the pledge until later this evening. We have on our agenda a joint appointment with the school committee for a secondary building committee member. And my understanding is that we now have to name the individual rather than say it's the principal of the middle school. So,
Do you have a motion, or do you want one?
we have a motion.
I have one.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I think it may be a good time to rescind the appointment of Mr. Fauché as well, because he is now a voting member of the secondary school.
Well, why don't we do that first? We don't have a motion for that, but
No,
we'll
we
create one.
Okay.
Entertain a motion.
Chuck sent you to rescind mine, but that's all right.
Yeah, well, he's gonna give you the courtesy.
What is his name one more time?
John Fauché?
Can you spell it?
Yes, J-O-H-N.
F-A-U-C-H-E-R.
Thanks,
That's it.
Jerry.
What could be J.O.?
Always the-
We are being televised.
It
must be
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, okay.
Uh-oh.
We'll have to check to see if his
Webmaster's
backside is
here.
better than his front
Hey,
side.
man.
Being televised.
Tell it, tell it.
We are in session. We're just waiting for a motion to be,
Mr. Chairman, I move to rescind the appointment of John Fauché as a member of the Secondary School Building Committee.
motion, Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. I think we can just take a general vote on this. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Who's taking notes tonight?
I am.
Okay. So note that the school committee, in addition to the Board of Selectmen, they did vote. Mr. Prisco.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place the following name in nomination as member of the Secondary School Building Committee. Catherine O'Connell, middle school principal.
Second that.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. I think there's no need to have a singular vote by each person since
I don't
there's
think we
only
have
one
to
candidate.
specify voting member, although they're all voting.
It says, I believe it's a roll call vote.
No, that's right, no, yeah, but.
No,
he
suspend
means
the
it's
roll call vote.
No, you're asking about a voting member of the
Yeah, I
committee.
think, Steve, they're all voting members now, but I'm not sure whether we should specify that or
Oh,
not.
sorry. Why don't we just put it in there to be safe?
Yes, yes.
Nomination as a
Voting member.
voting member. As a,
Full-fledged, but. Is this voluntary, by the way? Oh, yeah. Right answer.
I've modified the motion to add the word voting member.
Okay. On the motion as amended, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That again is unanimous.
It's a landslide.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Just a quick question on the, are we gonna be doing any kind of presentation at the October town meeting in regards to the school?
It's on our agenda for the next secondary school building committee meeting, so there will be some presentation. I don't know how much detail we're gonna go into, Mike, but whatever we have, we'll put it out there.
While we're on the subject of the school building project, where we're at on Friday, the preferred schematic submission was submitted to the MSBA.
Yes, there was a meeting between PMA during the year and the MSBA, but it was, my understanding, it was for clarification, and that information is going to be brought back to us.
But there was a submission made to them on Friday,
It was, yes.
and they just changed the date due to scheduling when there's a meeting before them now on September the 14th.
That's correct. That's correct.
So that's where we stand in terms of that, the
I
project.
think it was scheduled for August 24th, and now it's September 14th.
That's right.
Mr. Chair?
Mr.
I may-
Egan.
Yes, sometimes you have to look elsewhere to find out how good of a job our schools are doing. And I was reading in the, I think it was the Globe today, that South Dakota, they're cutting the school week to 4 days now. In fact, there are quite a few western states that are doing that. So it's really kudos to our school committee for having gone through a 4.5-day process to where we are now, that you guys are doing a super job, you know. And I think the proof is in the pudding, you know, when you see that. I have no idea what they cut back, or, you know, or what have you, but we've come a long way, and of course, we always want to go further.
I think if you look at John Faucher's lengthy letter that was
Yes.
published in the transcript, where he not only talked about the school committee, but he singled out basically, you know, selectmen, school committee, other town officials. I think that's the reason why the schools, you know, that we're doing well, support of selectmen and other boards in town and other, you know, Greg and other officials. I think there's a really good working relationship, which doesn't exist in a lot of towns. And you also see in a lot of other towns, be it the selectmen or the school committee, where nothing ever gets done because all they do, they're at each other's throats every meeting, and nothing happens. And we really haven't had that situation in this town for a long time. Bob's been around a little bit longer than I have, but.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot more, yeah.
Sorry,
Who
Bob, I-
invited him? Who invited
Oh,
him?
no, I need your experience.
But I think you'd agree.
No
we have
offense.
some good boards that work together well.
I would add that I think the parents in North Reading are very supportive of the schools, and I think without parental support, students don't do well.
Right.
You know, we're fortunate that we live in an environment here that that's the case.
But we still concur with Jeff's remarks
Well, just,
about how great a job we're doing.
Okay, with that, anything else regarding relationship between the Board of Selectmen and the school committee? With that, we'll move on to our next agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice seeing you.
Good evening.
Yes, you too. See who gets out first.
Just remember to close that door at the end of your night.
All right, we'll see who gets to the horseshoe first.
No, they have a meeting, I think.
I know, so do we.
They do,
But ours is starting early.
as is theirs.
Yeah, they're meeting here at the town.
Yes, they are indeed meeting at Town Hall.
Okay, next item on our agenda is, we will not be voting on any minutes this evening. Public comment, anyone here for public comment? Guess not. Next item is to adopt the capital policy plan, which Finance Committee has gone through. I've reviewed it and satisfied with the 2 changes that I was looking for. Has everyone else seen it?
it was submitted in our packet.
Yeah, just asking.
Is a member of the finance committee coming tonight?
Well, they haven't come the past few times, so.
They were invited. I
Yeah.
do not know whether anyone
I
will
did
attend. It's
send a
possible to
note
come
back
after
to
7.
Dawn that I thought that the issues that were raised before were resolved.
And now that the school committee accept, or is that what they're doing tonight too?
Get them back in there.
I think
Well,
it's
it was
important.
discussed at the financial planning team meeting that we had a
right.
week
They
ago
were in
Friday.
support of it.
They're in support of it. I think the consensus was that they didn't have to actually adopt it, something we adopt as the
And
Board of
they have to
Selectmen,
live
and
it.
they have to,
Okay.
And we explained that we were very serious about
as I asked the question.
putting those small cap items back in the budget, but not in a $25,000 first next year
Right.
bite. And I think that was understood, no
It was
question
understood,
raised about
that they didn't lodge any objection.
I'd feel more comfortable if they took a formal vote and,
Well, that was the question that was asked, and
Yeah.
the consensus was that they didn't have to take a formal vote on it.
I think,
I think it's within our jurisdiction for the
Set the
policy.
policy.
and I think
They
if
haven't
we're gonna set the
come back.
policy and the finance committee's gonna go along with it, then, they won't have much other choice other than try and find you a town meeting floor, which wouldn't happen over something like that, I don't
But
believe so.
to make sure I understand, so they created this policy, they set it up, but they're asking us to simply approve it, and then they're gonna approve it? Is that what I'm understanding?
Finance Committee,
Committee.
Finance Committee's already,
Approved.
they've adopted, they've approved it. So now it comes before us.
Yeah.
They've
Oh,
approved their
I
final.
thought you were saying that they didn't take a
No,
vote.
we're talking
No,
about
no,
the
school
school
committee.
committee.
That was
Oh,
the
the school
school
committee, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Mistake.
I don't disagree, it would be nice if they would acknowledge it and say, yep, okay, these are the parameters that we're gonna live by, and
I'll entertain a motion.
I have one. Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the second reading of the capital improvement policy as amended.
second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous?
So am I correct, we have to have one more reading of that before it becomes
No.
official policy?
No,
No?
two
Just
readings.
two?
Yeah.
that's right.
Just, all right. Thank you.
I guess I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purposes of Mr. Belliconis,
Discussion of litigation strategy.
and that we will return to our regular meeting at 7 o'clock.
Not before,
Or
in case we get
before.
out early.
Or before.
Mr. Chairman, I move to enter into executive session for the purpose of collective bargaining and litigation strategy. Such discussions in open session will have a detrimental impact on the town, and further, the Board of Selectmen will return to open session.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Mr. O'Leary.
Aye.
Mr. Prisco.
Aye.
Mr. Yule.
Aye.
Mr. Delaney.
Aye. Does the
Chair
motion have,
votes.
okay, I'm sorry.
What?
Does the motion have to say at 7 or before 7? No?
It just is gonna retain to open session.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm just letting people that are
Okay.
sitting here wondering how long they're gonna have to wait outside.
Fair enough.
On the motion,
We
We already did, we're
we
good.
already
did.
did that. It's better than waiting on the other end.
It was unanimous.
Yeah.
Good night.